All right, here we go. Andy Probasco on the top of your screen with almost a turn one mentor, but there's no white mana in that hand. Kevin Cron on the bottom with a collection of pretty good Magic cards.
Yeah, I think this is a Andy's hand is tough.
Yeah, you keep it. You're just disappointed
Yeah.
you don't have white mana, so
Yeah.
let's preordain, see if we can find anything.
I'm interested to see if that Psy does work. I know it's been big in Modern. I think the KCI decks towards the end were starting to run it.
Yeah, Kevin has one. It's only one copy, but it's still a very impactful card when the game does play that way.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Like Kevin and I both put twists on essentially the paradoxical outcome deck that Cyrus was running last week. You know, at first I looked at Cyrus's list and it's like, oh, okay, he wants the more storm-like version of it. Man's got to have a Tendrils of Agony in a 75. Fine. But the more I played with it, the more I like a lot of the decisions.
Yeah.
Kevin is sort of taking it back toward the more stock versions of paradoxical outcome, and I kind of went with mostly Cyrus's version. Anyway, one of those tweaks is Kevin doesn't have a time twister. Psy is essentially living where I have a time twister.
Yeah, the shift towards tendrils was also part of the reason that we were leaning towards Leyline of Sanctity, because not only are you using tendrils as a kill which targets, but Hurkyl's Recall also targets, and the Graveyard Hate that outcome players prefer is usually Crypt, which also targets. And so if you can shut all those things off, that's really good.
Yeah, you went with Leyline of the Void in your main deck, though, right?
Yeah.
Sanctity's in the board.
Yeah. And also Sanctity gives Oath players fits, which is just a bonus.
Oh, yeah. Good times. All right, Kevin has a Vault Key in his deck. That's another twist that he has in his version of shops. I see a lot of people in chat looking at the list. There's so many little customizations you can make with a paradoxical outcome deck. Like, do you want Tinker Bladesteel? Do you want Vault Key? Do you want a Yawgmoth's Will? It's tricky. And yeah, Kevin has a Vault Key. I do not. Cyrus did not last week. Tundra has now been acquired, so Andy is ready to go for this Monastery Mentor. They're going to have a Force of Will fight before it resolves, but I think once the dust settles, Andy is going to have himself a Monk. Probably two. Three even.
One of the things that really impressed me about Mentor in the previous games was how even if you deal with the Mentor, just getting with the tokens can still close out the game.
Sorry, I was thinking about this Mentor. I didn't notice Kevin drew Demonic Tutor. So Kevin is just like, yeah, Monastery Mentor, that's cute. Why? I don't care. Make all the monks you like. I'll fight over a Time Walk, maybe. But I have plans. He has exactly enough mana for Demonic Tutor for Voltaic Key, cast Voltaic Key, untap Time Vault, laugh at your monks while I take all the rest of the turns.
I like that plan.
It's a pretty good plan.
Yeah.
Andy's probably feeling pretty good about his position right now.
Yeah.
He's got a Force of Will. But yeah, he's basically dead to Voltaic. Voltaic Key plus a way to counter Force of Will. That Gush is going to have to hit, like, Force of Will blue card. That's Andy's out for at this point. Force pitching Brainstorm, and then Gush and cross your fingers. Oh, no preordain. You got plans for all four of those mana.
Is there a reason for Kevin to wait, or is it just to slam the Diabolic Demonic and do the thing?
No, he's probably going to die next turn to Monastery Mentor, so...
Okay, he has to do it.
I don't think you... Like, Andy's probably going to deal 20 next turn if you let him untap, so... I think his only thought is whether to cast this Preordain first.
Yeah.
I would not. I would just Demonic Tutor, because of the way the mana works. Like, what are you preordaining for that's going to be worth spending a mana on?
Yeah.
And he's like, do I count Demonic Tutor, which is obviously going for the key. Oh, he's just going to Gush. See if he finds anything. Oh, he found the Force of Will, but not the blue card.
Yeah.
So close.
Yeah, so that means he is going to lose a counter war.
Huh. He's going to fight over the Demonic Tutor rather than the key.
I would.
Oh, but then they could draw the key next turn. I don't know. All right. Force on Demonic Tutor. Kevin's going to force back. Andy pitched his Force of Will because he didn't have a blue card to go with it. Sure, if you can't cast it, you may as well keep the Brainstorm, but he's not actually going to get to cast that Brainstorm.
No.
I suspect Andy will just concede. It is obvious that Kevin can now take all the rest of the turn. Andy knows his deck does include win conditions, so
Nice.
we're done.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Cron takes that first game.
All right, so what do we like here sideboard-wise?
It's a fair question. I'll tell you what I like. I like Sea Singer.
Yeah?
Sea Singer, it's completely irrelevant to this matchup, but my first Magic deck ever was a Fallen Empires era Merfolk deck. That was literally, maybe, I guess not actual first deck, but like the first deck that I constructed from scratch. It's like River Merfolk and Sea Singer. Like there weren't a lot of Merfolk running around back in, the mid 90s.
Right.
So Fallen Empires actually added to the critical mass of Merfolk in the world, including Sea Singer. You tap it, you steal your opponent's creatures. What's not to like? And here Andy's got two of them in his sideboard.
Oh man.
Look, you asked me what I like. I haven't seen a Sea Singer in I don't know how many years.
If you like it, I love it.
I guess it's probably good against Eldrazi, right? You just like steal Reality Smashers and Thought-Knot Seers, and
could be fun.
You could steal. I mean, it steals anything. You just leave it tapped. You just have to have an island, which is not normally a real problem. I don't know. I mean, I don't know exactly what Andy put them in there for, but I love it.
I don't know. I'm a little worried about making a Merrill Age now. Just
yes, I want to see that. Now you've given us a victory condition for the evening.
All right.
Sea Singer to steal Merit Lake. I've never seen that, and yet it's in play.
Yeah.
It is among the things that could happen tonight.
Everybody's ready.
All right. Andy has drawn his Blightsteel, so that's 7 turned into a 6 in a hurry. It's a pretty solid 6. Obviously, Painter's Servant. He needs a Painter's Servant to go with Grindstone. The rest of his hand's a little mana heavy, but whatever. Dak will fix everything, right? Whereas Kevin is like, this is kind of how a lot of the outcome deck wants to start. He's like, I've got a Mox into a Night's Whisper to draw a couple. Kevin has a Gush, which neither Cyrus last week or me this week had in our lists.
Yeah.
But Kevin has a Gush where Cyrus and I have a Mind's Desire. Yeah.
So Andy's going to start with Dak.
Sure. Turn 1 Dak.
Okay.
Lavinia. 1 in the main, 1 on the board for Brassman. And it is insane in this matchup. That's what my answer should have been to your sideboard question. Well, to the sideboard question you were attempting to ask that I ripped off for fun. Andy has a second copy of Lavinia in his sideboard, and this is the matchup where it shines. Like, she's ridiculous. I mean, yeah, she's just ridiculous in this matchup because a lot of the times she'll just say you can't cast Paradoxical Outcome because you don't have 4 lands. Yeah. A lot of the times, maybe they get to 4 land, and well, you can't replay your Moxen, so you can't actually keep going anyway. It's approximately impossible for Paradoxical Outcome to go off while Lavinia's in play.
Well, I remember even the first game that I played her when I was on 2-card Monty, I had to get really clever and use my own Trinospheres to make them cost 3. And I was like, does this work? And I'm like, you do what you got to do.
Yeah. Mr. Gamora is what Kevin draws off as Gitaxian Probe. It's basically good against all the blue decks in the format.
Yeah.
I mean, even Andy's deck is, it's a little bit of a Xeroxy shell. He's got the Preordains instead, to go digging for whatever. Maybe you need a land, maybe you need a spell. Preordain lets you pick.
Ooh. So Andy doesn't have...
Did he not have the Jet? Why did he tap his Underground Sea for that?
Good question.
He had the Mr. Gamora already in his hand. Wasn't he already on Jet? He should have been Jet Ruby Night's Whisper so that he could cast Mr. Gamora.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I missaw what he drew.
Well, Andy now has the mana to slam Lavinia, which I think you do. Lavinia's out.
Yup.
I mean, Kevin can still cast the Mystic Remora.
I guess he didn't want to Night's Whisper off the Jet for this reason. He didn't want to get it stolen. I don't know. Lavinia is the real issue here.
Yeah.
All right. He's got mana. Like, this Paradoxical Outcome deck would be looking pretty good.
Yeah, except the Crypt gets countered and...
Can't cast Mana Crypt. Can't cast Paradoxical Outcome. So yeah, sit on the fish for a while. So Kevin's answers. He has a Caracas in his main deck to deal with Lavinia, and
Let's hope the Remora can draw him out of this.
one of the tweaks he made, though, to move in some of the spicier stuff that he has is he went down to 1 repeal. 2 repeal is... I'm on 2 repeal. Cybers was on 2 repeal last week. And I think that Lavinia is the reason. Like, I was... 2 repeals in a Caracas feels like the bare minimum to me. And Kevin is actually on 1 of each. He does have a balance he might have brought in, but his sideboard doesn't really let him kill. Doesn't have any extra answers to Lavinia. I think he's on 1 Caracas, 1 repeal. Game score is backwards. It was Kevin that won the first game, so we'll try to get that fixed for you. Nice. The little-known secret text on Mystic Remora. You can pay 4 mana, and they don't get to draw a card.
Nice. I respect the petty. So I really think that's how Kevin kind of gets out of this, is if he draws enough cards to find an answer, and by keeping him off of that, I think that's a really slick play.
Yeah. I mean, Kevin could also, if he could put Vault Key together, he's fine.
Yeah.
He's not going to Tendrils off in the face of Lavinia. That's just not happening.
Oof, that Moxen and that Crypt feels bad.
Yeah, I mean, he can find... Dak continues to steal artifacts. I think that's smart.
Lavinia's getting in there, down to 10.
Honestly, Psy would be kind of an angle Kevin could potentially attack from this game.
Yeah.
Finding his Monastery Mentor is the other angle. He does not have Tinker Blightsteel. But yeah, Vault Key, Psy, Monastery Mentor are the ways he can win through a Lavinia. And then, yeah, 2 cards in his deck. That is, I'm assuming well, no, right, 2 cards in his deck that can deal with the Lavinia to turn the rest of his deck back on.
Andy's hand is stacked.
Andy's deck is just good in these matchups. Or at least he's the control player. It's not good at winning the game, but it's definitely good at saying no.
Yeah. It feels like he toned down the combo element in favor of a more controlling angle, which I really like, but I do want to see him paint the town red. Or blue,
yeah,
or green.
You're right. It's 2 copies of Grindstone, 2 copies of Painter's Servant, instead of typically in a deck like this, you'd see 4 and 4, maybe 4 and 3. You know, he's got a Vampiric Tutor, he's got a Demonic Tutor. He has one Enlightened Tutor in the sideboard, which he called the deck Enlightened Painter. I just went with his name. Personally, if you were going to name the deck after a sideboard card, I think I've already let you know which sideboard card I would name it after.
Absolutely.
Enlightened Tutor, not the most exciting card in his sideboard, but what are you going to do? Meanwhile, Lavinia, who needs Grindstone Painter's Servant when Lavinia can just turn sideways 10 times?
Absolutely. Kevin drawing another Moxen. Oof.
What's that, DT for Time Walk?
Yikes. I think so.
Yeah, it's 2 damage and attack activation, right?
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna throw out Snapcaster here, isn't he?
Seems fine.
I mean, I think you just ambush Viper a Snapcaster at this point. Yeah. Maybe not. No, I think you do. I think I would.
I would too, yeah.
Like your time walk turn will then drop Kevin to 1.
Yeah.
Nope. Andy's a control player. Gotta sit on. Man, he shuffled away one of the Pyroblasts. I don't know if I would have done that.
Yeah. He targeted Time Walk. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, it was deterministic.
Yeah.
He had it the whole way.
Yeah, so Lavinia takes him to... Yeah, all right.
Lavinia knocks him to 3, and then the Time Walk turn, he takes 4. Right. So, on to game 3. Andy needs this one. If he's going to stay alive for playoffs, he's got to win all 3, so...
Yeah.
This would be step 1 for him. Kevin will have his back against the wall if he drops another match.
Yeah.
We'll have game 3 shortly. Hopefully we can get the sideboarding screen. So you like the way Andy's got his list put together?
I do. I really, really like this. And you see that a lot of times with other combo decks too, opting to, you can kind of go all in on the combo and kind of make people have it, or you can play more of a controlling angle to where you can kind of clear the way and make sure that your combo is going to go off and you can get your pieces.
I love the 4 main deck Pyroblast. That's my favorite part of this whole list. Pyroblast is just such a powerful card, especially if you're in a meta where you're not expecting a ton of shops, right? It's not good against Dredge either. So, but I think if you're Andy, like Pyroblast is going to be great against both me and Kevin.
You also run into some neat interactions with Pyroblast and Painter. You can
That's where I was going
anything. You can destroy lands with that. Any, especially when you're in a meta like this where you don't know what people are going to bring. If push comes to shove, you can pull that out of your pocket and just destroy stuff.
Yeah, turn everything blue, Pyroblast it. Also good with Dak Faden. You get a Dak Faden emblem and Pyroblast starts stealing things.
It's good, clean living.
All right, turn 1, Mr. Cremora is pretty solid for Kevin.
Yeah.
Couple of Moxen to upkeep it with. Well, he needs a 3rd artifact before the Opal turns on.
Kevin has
actually
the combo, Andy's the combo pieces. Grinder, Painter.
Yeah, he's got it all. He's just gonna go for it. He's like, all right, you can have a Remora card.
Yeah.
Kevin's like, thank you. I need mana.
Vampiric Tutor.
No black mana though. Yeah. Not until he turns his Opal on.
Right.
Andy is 1 mana short of potentially winning the game next turn.
What color did he name?
He went blue.
Oh, okay. So now all of Andy's cards are live for Force of Will, but also so are Kevin.
Right. Definitely a bit of a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
All right, Divining Top off the top is the 3rd artifact that Kevin needed. Now his Opal is turned on.
Yeah.
He's got issues though.
Yeah.
Vampiric Tutor. Oh, Brassman's going to go Monastery Mentor here over Grindstone. See if he can get Kevin to fight over something that isn't actually required to win the game. Also, Andy's 1 mana short. He doesn't necessarily want to let Kevin untap into, maybe he sideboarded and Fragmentize or whatever.
Also, if you play the Mentor first, that Grindstone gives you a Monk trigger. That's value.
Look, there's value, and then they're already dead.
Yeah, they have a family.
Family of monks. I'm not counting the Painter's Servant damage here as value either.
I have 1 games, which is Painter beats. You got to do what you got to do.
All right, we're in Andy's end step. So Kevin is lining up this Vampiric Tutor. He's trying to figure out what he wants to go for. I don't know what the answer is. A lot of times it's nice to paradoxical outcome with Mr. Remora's upkeep trigger on the stack, right? You can outcome during your upkeep, and the Remora is one of the permanents you can pick up, thus drawing an extra card and resetting the cumulative upkeep. But he's a mana short of that play, and he can't get that mana into play by his upkeep. So it's like, is he going to tap 3 mana next turn to pay the entire cumulative upkeep? Maybe set that play up for the next turn?
Yeah.
If that's his plan, he could Vampiric for Tolarian Academy. At the same time, there's a Monastery Mentor that's going to kill him. Certainly going to kill him in 2 turns. Might kill him. That's not going to kill him next turn with no monks to start the turn. But Kevin probably figures he's got 2 turns to win this game.
All right, he's going to vamp.
Academy's pretty tempting if I'm Kevin. It's a lot of mana. I don't know if I'm missing an angle of attack, though.
Someone said balance?
Oh, balance is not bad. Yeah, if he can resolve a balance, it's great.
Because he's only sitting on 1 land and no creatures.
You're right. No, balance is spectacular here.
Yeah, balance would be catastrophic.
Yeah, I don't have a balance in my list, so I wasn't thinking about it.
I've seen balance on the sideboard of some Dredge lists, and I just never know when to bring it in. I'm just
right. Maybe I should have one on the sideboard. I don't know.
Chat's loving balance.
Oh, Kevin's making us think. He's gonna leave. He's got Remora upkeep on the stack. He's like, do I let it go and cast a spell? No, he's gonna upkeep.
He's gonna upkeep it.
With Stellarian Academy.
All right.
And that sets up the main phase paradoxical outcome.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, this line works great.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to resolve. I think Andy's going to snap off a Force of Will here.
Oof.
I mean, it's draw 5, right?
Yeah.
And you get a monk token? Yeah, you definitely force this.
Yeah, he pitched the dig through time for that.
Yeah, he's set up to, I think Andy's line is something like upkeep Vamp Tutor for like a Mana Crypt or a Black Lotus, so that he can then Grindstone and activate it all on his turn.
Oof.
Wow, Yawgmoth's Will is the card that Kevin drew off from Mystic Remora, but no answer to the Force of Will, so paradoxical outcome fails to resolve, and Kevin is going to have to ship the turn. I don't think it's going to get shipped back. I think now the question is, does Andy go for it? Like, is Kevin going to have permission in his hand when he just let you Force of Will a paradoxical outcome?
Yeah.
No, if Kevin had Force of Will, he would have used it on to defend his outcome.
That is the clearest signal that it's time to get down.
Yeah, so I think this is mana so that he can both play and activate Grindstone.
Yeah.
Wow, Andy Probasco in this Enlightened Painter deck. Looking like they're going to take our first match of the night.
I'm just glad he gave us a painter win. I would have been really sad if he win. It's like, no, I want to see some painting.
You would not have liked the time walk there to kill with the mentor. Trying to do it that way. Yep, there is the Grindstone. Yes. Kevin does not have any sort of Emrakul tricks. Here is Black Lotus. Sequencing is interesting. He did the Grindstone first because he cares more about that resolving than he does the Black Lotus.
Oh man, if you could have seen my face that night when BK hit the Emrakul. Oh my god. My face just cracked. It was like, oh. All right.
Yeah, Mr. Gamora drew Kevin a bunch of cards, but none of them were Force of Will, and he needed a Force of Will. That was the only way he was going to survive that draw from Brassman. And so Andy Probasco takes our first match of the night. You know what that means?
You and I.
It is you and I.
This should be fun.
Don't go anywhere. I agree with Aaron. This should be fun one way or the other. We'll be right back.
CoolStuffInc.com is your home for everything Magic the Gathering. Need singles for constructed or kitchen table play? Looking to pick up some sealed product or the latest in Magic accessories? We've got you covered with our extensive live inventory. With free shipping on orders of $100 or more, a 25% buy list bonus, and our ever-popular customer rewards program, CoolStuffInc.com is the place for all your Magic the Gathering needs.